Flashback, Episode 52, Losing Faith in Humankind and Self. Well, we were driving to our Mafia Connections Operations Center, a warehouse in the Bronx, located deep in the heart of darkness, in the very bad and dangerous, most dangerous side of the Bronx, deep in New York City of Dis. It seemed unimaginable what we had just been through and had somehow survived. We narrowly escaped our encounter with death of the four horsemen of the apocalypse. We barely avoided our seeming inevitable defeat in a firefight against the cult of Baal. We barely got out alive after our confrontation with Brocco McDema, who proved to be a bona fide, real demon from hell. And we blew up our mansion, our estate safe house. Well, as we drove, I lamented and I questioned. Katie, you must be rubbing off on me because I really feel beaten down. And I am wondering a little bit if maybe we were not always the good guys. At least, we seem not to be the good guys to many of the people that we've encountered, I think. We were the good guys to the people we saved. Ideally, we've been saving the entire world. Well, I pondered more, but we have justified stealing and destroying a lot. And we've justified hurting and killing a lot. And I have to say, I think we've justified mass killing, in fact. We killed probably well over 1,000 people. We have practiced deception, indirect and direct. It may not be me, but the group has. So I have to say we kind of have to own it. And all of that because we believed that our mission for God required us to do all that sin to accomplish our mission objectives. So I question more aloud, whether we use the Soldier's Code or the Knight Templar's Code or any number of our personal codes, honestly, or whatever code, all of our codes, they seem to be kind of like blinders, like the blinders you put on a horse. So they'll just march onward despite the dangers and the terrors that are all around. I worry, do our codes, are they like horse blinders? Are they blinding us to our own darkness, the darkness inside us? Are they blinders that hide the evil, our own evil from us that we're doing ourselves to others? Albeit, we might be doing it all, fighting against evil, against extreme evil. But I don't know. Katie asked, Where is all this sadness coming from? She said, I know it's been hard. I'd say it's been always hard. What's different now? She asked. I answered, well, maybe it's just our last fight and flight experience back there. We just keep seeing so much death and destruction. I don't know, I mumbled. Then I added, what was it for? What was all that for? We snooped around. We encountered death of the four horsemen of the apocalypse. And then we were attacked by the cult of Baal, by the devil. We fled and we lost everything save for what we could carry ourselves. All that death, all that carnage, all that loss. Why? What was it for? I lamented. Taylor insisted everything we have done was necessary. And even if it was not necessary, fretting over the past, is useless. It brings no value, nothing. Bob challenged. Well, we learn from our past. Maybe a little fretting, a little bit of fretting. Maybe fretting can help us learn, from our past. Taylor audibly scoffed at Bob for his obvious ignorance, or so her scoff seemed to indicate. I just joined and said, look, Death, the horseman, he said that I was like him, that I was also Death. He even said that I was the Antichrist. Yeah, he said I was the Antichrist, and that I would eventually cause the apocalypse. He said that my judgment as the fulcrum of prophecy would result in the end of the world, and it would result in the death of all humankind. Death, he said that because I cannot bless humankind, but that I can damn humankind, then I literally am the Antichrist. Death explicitly stated, my losing faith in humankind will progressively unleash more of the horsemen by breaking the seals that hold them back. And he said that Death, that he was the first of the horsemen to be released because of me, because of my losing faith in humankind, I decried. But I continued, and he said when all 4 horsemen are released, the apocalypse will commence and the world will end. So I questioned, how can my being a potential trigger for Armageddon, destruction, for the apocalypse to begin, how can that be good? Am I disrupting the natural order of things just by being me, or by going on these missions? I implored, am I mad? Am I crazy? Am I not seeing things clearly? I said, Death told us that as the fulcrum of prophecy, that I worked for the devil as much as I worked for God. It seems like I am in the middle of a divine tug of war between, God and the devil, and it's ripping my soul apart. I contemplated, have I misunderstood the role and the purpose of the fulcrum? Am I not God's champion? Rather, am I just a human with celestial power that's usable for good or evil? And I have currently chosen to be good and to fight against evil, but I could just as well do the opposite. If I could look into the proverbial mirror of reality, or into the mirrored, truth-telling, reflective waters of the Tower of Miraglin, what would I see? Would I see a wicked, corrupted, blackened soul of a man? Or would I see a knightly hero for God and justice? Or might I see what I fear I might see, a decrepit, old, pathetic man on a fantasy, on a fool's errand? What have I become? I pleaded. Katie looked at me with sad but supportive eyes, and she said, "It has been very hard, I am sure, for all of us. I am sure it has been especially hard for you. But don't let that death, don't let that horseman intimidate you or intimidate us." Katie said, "Let me tell you what I see. You are a true hero, and you are a true champion for God." Katie smiled and she said, "We all believe in you, Richard. We are your friends. We are your allies. We are your champions. We are here for you. We will always be a part of your heart, of your mind, of your soul. In a way, we will always, Richard, be a part of you.